expected to. But yeah, we're going to be going into stage select very soon. We got that up on stream for you right now. We're going to see where we're headed for game number 1 of this best of 5 set.
Yes, it looks like we have ithrowow going on to the loop. We have Prplexity on the Chungli, which is going to be that Wushang crossover. ithrowow on the Luke, which is the crossover. And, oh, that just mixed up. Raydish on the Teska and megD on the Wushang crossover as well.
Now, someone made a very interesting observation, and that is, I think it was like of the top 16 teams, like 15 of them have gauntlets on it. You're gonna see a lot of them. You're gonna see a lot of gauntlets today. That is the North American meta. Gonna be taking center stage here as all 4 members are in center stage at the start of the first game.
I think it's funny that you did bring up that a lot of this event so far, we've been seeing a lot of gauntlets. And we even saw that yesterday going into the EU and South American side as well. Just gauntlets, axe, lance. Those were the main 3 weapons we saw in most of the regions yesterday. But now we're seeing the gauntlets. Now we're seeing a Teska starting to come in a little bit, along with the Luke from ithrowow. So we'll have to see what happens. Right now, megD and Raydish are the team that's being a lot more stationary on the platform. And we're seeing that gameplay coming in with ithrowow getting knocked out of the first stock, and then Prplexity getting launched off the side a little bit.
Yeah, really close to being a 2-stock lead there. Those battle boots are deadly. It's always something you got to keep an eye out for. I mean, in general, Teska, pretty controversial new character, but at the same time, you know, there is counterplay. You see Raydish losing their first stock. Pretty close game, all things considered. Prplexity does end up losing their first as well, but you see megD deep in that orange health. Could go either way at this point, and especially if you get a team combo going in there, that's the last thing you want to see.
Yeah, it's kind of funny here because as I'm looking at the blue team, we're seeing ithrowow being more in that like supportive role going into this round number 1, with Prplexity being almost the aggressor. So ithrowow has, when they teamed with Little Cap, ithrowow was in the same situation, and Prplexity is filling the role of what Little Cap would be playing very well. And they're able to land these different team combos that they just landed on the Raydish, knocking Raydish into the red of that second stock too. So definitely a lot of back and forth there by the blue team, but we're seeing the red team almost be like a mixture. One being aggressive, then the other one being aggressive, so on and so forth. And right now, blue team's taking advantage of that by knocking out Raydish of that second stock as well.
Yeah, I mean, 2 stocks for both of them, very deep into the red, but if you're able to get the KO onto Raydish, this is very doable, even if you're at a stock deficit. Oh, yeah, that interruption, actually. That interruption under Raydish's signature extends the stocks for a little bit more, but the double KO from Teska comes shortly after. So again, like, that win condition for blue team right now is you gotta knock out Raydish, you gotta force megD into a 2v1, but are you able to in the first place? You know, megD, in general, you got those gauntlets, they're able to be very aggressive, able to create space for Raydish. So you gotta find that opening. Let's see if they can.
And that's going to be the real question as well. Right now, we have Raydish going a little bit crazy on the battle boots. We see Prplexity getting knocked out of that final stock, and ithrowow being led into a 2v1. But no matter how long this match will take, I mean, I think realistically, the red team's willing to put that time in. ithrow's like, you know what? I'm going to go fall down a little bit. I'm not able to jump back. Let's go ahead and reset there a little bit. And then it looks like megD and Raydish take game number 1.
Yeah, I mean, I respect the attempt. You know, go all out for the chance at a reversal, you know, get the 2 stocks, just put yourself in a 1v1. And if it doesn't work, I mean, you're in a 2v1 anyway. It's a bad spot to be in. So I respect the attempt there from ithrowow. Not planning out. Game number 2 actually very quickly underway. No legend swaps, no time wasted. Gonna hop right into things.
Yeah, and you definitely don't want to be into the mindset of, okay, I need more time. I think these players are trying to go straight into it, trying to keep their positive mental as much as they possibly can. And looks like so far the red team's definitely showing that a little bit. We're seeing megD in the orange of that second stock. Prplexity trying to knock out Raydish off the ledge as well. And it looks like Raydish is out of here within that first stock. Within the first 30 seconds. Prplexity is just being aggressive and doing very well against how Raydish was playing, especially with how Raydish and megD tend to be the players that are willing to back up and give enough space to the point where they use their time to their advantage. blue team's taking advantage of it and using their aggression to their benefit.
Yeah, both of these blue team members are just playing so in your face, and it's hard to kind of create that distance if you're being pressured the entire game. I mean, this is like a bit of a smaller stage as well, so it's like there's less room to kind of make that distance for yourself, less room to get that spear set up. You see megD in the center of the stage now. They're able to make a lot of use of that range.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I think right now the red team has been just trying to take like Prplexity and ithrowow off the ledge. I think they're realizing like, okay, we can separate one, go off the ledge, and with how Raydish's character Teska does very well off edge with the battle boots, it's kind of allowing the blue team to have an opportunity of being like, okay, I now have neutral control. I can do team combos. Let's go crazy. And we're definitely seeing it here. It's actually staying relatively even within the stocks at the moment too.
Yeah, and I mean, the scary thing about trying to put the blue team off ledge is like, because they're such aggressive players, that can turn around on a moment's notice. But right now, red team doing a really good job trying to set up this 2v1 edge guard, but Prplexity more than happy to hold the wall, wait for the teammate to respawn. And really good zoning as well, just forcing these two individual 1v1s, but that's risky against battle boots. That is so risky. You know how early those things can take out stocks.
Absolutely, and we're seeing megD doing very well with following up on different things from Raydish. However, Raydish does lose that second stock there to the blue team, but red team has almost 1 stock lead over the blue team here. So blue team needs to pull something out of their back pocket if they want to go and make things even and be able to win game number 2.
Yeah, I mean, going down 2-0 is one of the worst possible feelings in a tournament. It's looking like that's going to be the case here. ithrowow, hold on to that stock as long as you can, because as soon as that goes away, we have another 2v1 situation, and it's gonna be rough. But Prplexity is actually the one to go down first. Even a worse position to be in. Easy setup there for megD, closing out the second game, and this is brutal right now.
Yeah, blue team's trying to land these different team style combos, and you know megD and Raydish with how they're playing too, and with their experience within Brawlhalla 2v2s with separate teams as well, or even together, they have been able to kind of identify, okay, well, certain players will react differently in the final stocks under a lot of pressure, and they just maximized on it, and they were able to knock out Prplexity first with how Prplexity was being so aggressive against them, and then being able to finish ithrowow out on the final stock as well. So we're going to game number 3. Let's see what happens from ithrowow and Prplexity. Can they go ahead and be able to land what they need to and be able to counter megD and Raydish on those final stocks here?
Yeah, I mean, the Akuma's out now. You got the Street Fighter team. Maybe that synergy will be what they need.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, synergy is definitely key here. megD and Raydish have it, and they're taking advantage of it very well. It's funny to me too, because megD and Raydish, it's not like they're trying to land any team style combos. Both players are fantastic in the 1v1 area of Brawlhalla as well. So they're definitely using their 1v1 skills and kind of separating Prplexity and ithrowow to the different parts of the size of the map to be able to kind of focus them a little bit too.
Yeah, and the way the blue team is playing too is like they're trying to opt in to these sort of 1v1 situations so they can go aggressive off stage. But when you're fighting against 2 good ones players, that's really difficult to do. We do see some team combos starting now that you have the 2v1 situation. But overall, if you're just trying to isolate the red team members, that's a tough game to play. That's a very tough game to play against players like megD and Raydish.
Yeah, and blue team's kind of going with these team style combos as well. Very interesting as well. They're willing to be more aggressive with their team combos. We're seeing it here and making them very flashy, which I think the more flashy the team combo is, the more likely the red team's gonna be able to identify to be able to say, hey, this is a team combo. But it looks like Raydish says, you know what? I'm gonna knock out my teammate, but I'm also gonna knock out ithrowow with that, making things 2 stocks all, and relatively even. And I think blue team, Prplexity was just trying to come back that ledge and just use all of their jumps. Raydish and megD maximizing on that. And right now, I mean, they're focusing ithrowow. Prplexity realizes that, knocks out Raydish. And right now, we're still seeing red team with a half stock lead, but it could have been completely different if Prplexity did not step in.
You know, that was such a good catch by Prplexity, keeping blue team's hope alive in this set. ithrowow is getting into the orange health bar, and you have to be very, very careful right now. But we've seen how early this blue team can close out stock, so I mean, it's still doable. It's still absolutely within the realm of possibility.
Yeah, for sure. And at the moment, ithrowow is being launched off the ledge there by the red team. Red team's just trying to focus on one person and then focus on the other. I mean, realistically, if the red team can knock out Prplexity like they're trying to do right now, which they do, it is now a 2v1 situation in the favor of the red team. So ithrowow with 2 stocks remaining, their main goal is to focus on knocking out ithrowow. With them having 2 stocks remaining is very insane here that they need to focus on that megD with that silent recovery coming in, making things 1 stock all. But ithrowow has been known for going through these 2v1 situations and dealing with them appropriately. Can they do that right now to go into game number 4, or will they let the red team 3-0 ithrowow?
Yeah, I mean, there was the stock trade earlier, but it's not a trade you want to take, you know, sure, 1 for 1, but now you're in the 2v1 against 2 of the best players in the business. So you need a miracle. That's really what you need, and it's not looking likely. The longer the game goes on, but I stand corrected. ithrowow actually manages to take the first stock, still down in health, no weapon to speak of. And that's the first challenge. If you want to make this 2v1 comeback a reality, does manage to pick up the gauntlets, tries to get a start with the weapon toss, but now they're off stage.
Yeah, megD is using those 1v1 skills to their advantage and has the entire control of ithrowow's final stock there. Very, very nice job coming out of megD, showing those 1v1 skills at the end. But overall, though, ithrowow Prplexity was doing very, very well of trying to get back to that platform and land these different team style combos. But megD and Raydish's adaptability against ithrowow and Prplexity was peak, and they took advantage of it and got that 3-0. So props to them, and that was a very good job by the red team.
I mean, 605 damage for megD as well. Like, that is nuts. Good, like, fantastic numbers to put up. We are actually loading into the next set pretty quickly. Everyone's fast today. Everyone in NA, y'all have everything locked down when it comes to getting into these next sets, and I appreciate that. As a commentator, I don't have to fill time, and that's great. That's fantastic. We're going to be getting experience in megD versus Simba and Lampy. Tell me a little bit about these players.
Simba Lampy has been a fairly, I mean, they've been around for a little bit.